Race number 7, Class 3, and the lineup is as follows. Nothing New, who was a last start winner at the back end of last season, does have to carry the top weight here above Romantic Combo, Zone D. He's been very consistent, couple of wins in his last 2 or 3 runs. Red Majesty, Viva Hunter has drawn wide for Zach Purton. In the lineup as well is World Famous for Wagner Borges. Comet Splendid is lightly tried but certainly improved second up. Loyal Baby, Packing Famous, Nearly Fine, and Perfect Merrinol off a rating of 62. Looking at the speed here, Paul, until Red Majesty, we know he can certainly go forward, but Viva Hunt, he's another one that can race handy from barrier 10.
And World Famous as well, another one that likes to lead. Now, World Famous has drawn the lower of the 3, but the other 2 have got good speed, and we know Red Majesty likes to lead, and I think he'll have no choice but to go forward, otherwise he'll get trapped wide. Loyal Baby looks like he could be trapped wide from his barrier 12 as well. So I think the first 100 metres is going to be very interesting in this race.
Yeah, it looks to be quite a few speed influences in the race, and World Famous is certainly one of those horses that does like to get out and get rolling along. We can hear, though, from Lyle Hewitson, the South African jockey. Teams up with the South African trainer, Douglas White, with Nothing New, the last start winner. Lyle, Nothing New, finally some luck came his way towards the end of the season. You were on board for his last victory. He looked pretty good there, but how'd you get him to, was he a bit keen in the early stages?
He's a horse that does race a little bit ungenerously. He likes to try and get on with it a bit more, but he is versatile. He's able to be covered up if the pace is right, and last time I just thought that there was a better chance of him being comfortable going forward, and it worked out to nicety. So although he still travelled quite strongly, he hit a nice rhythm down the back and went on to win a nice race, and I think that it just shows that he can do it from pretty much anywhere. Was that key to just getting him come back and relax underneath you in the sort of mid stages of that race? Yeah, I was more determined just to ride the horse rather than the race, and as I said, when it unfolded, I felt that he was better off going forward and settling out there, which he did nicely and still kicked on in the straight. He's had a trial up at Chungfar in the lead up to Wednesday night. No doubt you've seen it. What did you think of it? Yeah, I was happy with him. Just needed to tick over. And I'm sure that he will arrive back at Sharton in fine form. He's got the big weight to carry this time round. It doesn't look like he's a huge horse by any stretch of the imagination. Is he good enough to shoulder that? Yeah, that is the concern. Obviously, he's got a good bump up in the weights after a strong victory last time, which will be against him. And as you say, he's not the biggest, but he's a strong athletic horse. So I think he'll be able to shoulder it and carry it around, but he's got a bigger task on his hand this time. What about the pace in the race? Because he has certainly led, but there are quite a few other speed options in the race. Where do you sort of see yourself maybe posing up? Yeah, look, I think he'll still be handy. I think it's how he enjoys to run, but I'm quite encouraged by the fact to see that there is a bit more pace in the race, which gives us more than one option. So I'm sure that he will be ridden positive, but happy to take a seat in the trail or 2 back, and yeah, from there hopefully he can produce the same sort of finish. No doubt you've enjoyed the break and off the back of what was a very satisfying back end of the season. Have you got any targets or ambitions for this season? Yeah, of course. I haven't kept it a secret that I'm trying to really have a breakthrough sort of season, and if I can get into that top 5 sort of area, that would be fantastic. So I've got a long path to travel still to get there, and we'll be working hard to have a lot of success here. Great to hear from Lyle Hewitson there, setting himself some lofty ambitions for the season, and it was great, Paul, to see this horse win at the back end of last season. He had a couple of, I don't want to say ordinary rides, but plenty of things went against him in a few races. Yeah, look, he did go, it was clear that one race, wasn't he, down the back straight and just got nutted. But look, yeah, as you say, he did win two races in the end last season, so let's see if he can go on with it. He's got to carry the big weight, but look, if he gets into a nice position, which he can do, I think, with the speed round him, I think he's a chance. Let's move on and have a look at Romantic Combo now. He was a last start winner. Then he was scratched in his subsequent to what was going to be his subsequently next start. He had a fever. He's been up to the trials and he was pushed out a bit in that barrier trial. I just wonder sort of where he slots in here. He is versatile though, isn't he? Yeah, no, he is a versatile horse. Look, his last couple of wins have been on the all-weather. He has won at Happy Valley before when he was down in Class 4, but winning those races in Class 3, he's getting up in the ratings a little bit. And I just wonder if he's now better on the all-weather. He was a bit keen in the trail last time out and he's put on 23 pounds over the off-season, has a Romantic Combo. Now we've got Viva Hunter here. He's one of your horses, Paul, that you're quite keen on. You've been keen on in the past as well. Zach Purton goes on board. Just a little bit of a wide stall to overcome. He's done it before. He's a bit of an iron horse.
I like him because he's honest. He doesn't give it away. You can see he really fights all the way down. Zone D was a really good run here because he got really well back. So I think both these two horses are really good chances once again here on Wednesday night.
He was finishing off pretty well there, Zone D. And punters never miss Zone D. He's always back, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's always well back. But you need a bit of luck with him because he gets back. That's his racing style.
We can have a look at the trial here of Viva Hunter. Zach Purton was on board for it. It was a good trial. Here he is. Next to Everlaugh and Co. Might be Red Elise there at the back as well, and he wasn't put under any pressure at all. He just looked to finish it under his own steam nicely.
No, exactly. He just did it, as you said, and he's that sort of horse. I think he's quite uncomplicated. He tries hard. He's drawn wide, so it's just how much they use him up early. There was one race last season when he did miss the start, didn't he, and was out of contention. So hopefully he doesn't repeat that, but I think that's just been a one-off.
We've got one more to have a look at here, and it is Comet Splendido. Now, he's trialling alongside of Nearly Fine, who's off a rating of 63. But Comet Splendido certainly, Paul, improved from start 1 to start 2, where he was just knocked off by Super Oasis last start.
Yeah, and look, didn't he improve? And look, I'll tell you what, this horse, that first start was at Sharton. He then went to Happy Valley. That was over 1,800 metres, and he won. He ran second. He was only beaten ahead as well. Now that he's back to 1650 fresh, I think it's going to be perfect for him. So, look, I'm going to include him. I think he's a horse on the up. He's really acclimatised well.
Yeah, he was pushed a little bit along in that barrier trial late there, but in his last start he really dashed along the fence over the final stages. Was just knocked off was Comet Splendido for Harry Bentley and Danny Shum. Paul, are you sticking with the tried and true, one of the old faves of yours?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to stick with Viva Hunter because you know what you're going to get. He does what's said on the tin. He goes forward. And he tries hard, so I like horses like that, and that's why he's on top the 6, Viva Hunter. Comet Splendido, again, he's the improver. I think Danny Shum's already started the season off with a bang. Zone D in there for 3rd and Nothing New for 4th. 6, 8, 4 and 1.
Yeah, I'm certainly happy to settle with Viva Hunter as well. He looks like he's come back in good order. The trial was good there on the all-weather at Sharton. Comet Splendido, I think, is a must to go, and he definitely improved from start 1 to start 2. Should get a good spin around from barrier 7, one would think. Nothing New goes in. He won't be far off the pace either. He tried it behind California Spangle, who's been burning the track up at Chung Fa recently. And I put in Loyal Baby. Consistent, just one win next to his name. Maybe a little concern where he ends up from barrier number 12. Hopefully Matthew Chadwick can get him in and get some cover somewhere. Loyal Baby, because he is consistent. 6, 8, 1 and 9. That is a look at race number 7, the Repulse Bay Handicap. Right after the break, we'll be looking at the final race on the program, which is race number 8.